Hello students, today we'll be continuing with the sexual reproduction and it's the third session of your first chapter. So sexual reproduction. So today let us see the fertilization. Fertilization is nothing but the syngamy. So what is fertilization? It's the fusion of gametes to form a diploid zygote. Diploid in the sense two. In rotifers, honeybees, some lizards, birds, etc., female gamete develops to new organisms without fertilization. This is called parthenogenesis. In the sense, see, zygote means it's after the fertilization. It means sperm will enter the ovum. It will fuse with the egg. So when the sperm fuses with the egg, sperm from the male reproductive system, when it fuses with the ovum of the female reproductive system, so in ovum, egg is present. So when the sperm comes and fuses with that of the egg, it forms a zygote. So that is the fertilization. So like other species like honeybees, some lizards and all, these female gametes, they develop into a new organism without the fertilization. So if fertilization occurs, then it is zygote. If without fertilization, if there is new organism, then it is called the parthenogenesis. You can see the picture here. They have given. See, there are eggs and there is no fertilization. You are having haploid male bees. So in another one, diploid female bee and haploid male bee. When the fertilization occurs, there is a diploid female bees. There are two types of fertilization, that is external fertilization and internal fertilization. Syngamy, it occurs in the external medium, that is zygote is from outside the body. So external means what? Outside. Internal means inside, right? Here syngamy, the main thing is fertilization. The zygote, it is from outside the body. That is in external. In what I mean? Example, most aquatic organisms, many algae, bony fishes, etc., and amphibians. See, now they are given the pictures, the frog and fishes and all. The fertilization is occurring outside the body. That is the external fertilization. Such organisms, they show synchrony between the sexes and release large number of gametes into the surrounding medium to ensure syngamy. It means fertilization. It's occurring outside, no? And that's why there is a synchrony between the sexes. What's the disadvantage? The offspring are extremely vulnerable to predators, threatening their survival up to the adulthood. When the eggs are outside, what happens? Other predators, means other organisms, they will come and they will take off this eggs and means they will eat these eggs. Then what happens? There is no new offspring, right? That is the main disadvantage in the external fertilization. When internal fertilization, it occurs inside the body. Here syngamy occurs inside the body of the organism. Example, terrestrial organisms belonging to fungi, animals, reptiles, birds, mammals, and plants like bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. External means outside, internal means inside. Easy examples, see, they are given the picture of the cock. What happens? In the sperm, it enters the ovary of the sperm from the male. It enters the ovary of the female reproductive system. So egg is formed inside the body itself. No, so inside, internal. So that is the internal fertilization. In this, non-motile egg is formed inside the female body to where motile male gamete reaches and fuses. It means egg doesn't move. The sperm, it swims, it moves. So egg is non-motile, whereas sperm is motile. So that sperm, it swims and it reaches the ovary. So inside the ovary you are having the non-motile egg. The egg doesn't move. So it comes and reaches them. In seed plants, the non-motile male gametes are carried to female gamete by pollen tubes. So regarding plants, you'll be studying in next chapter. You can understand there neatly. So their male gametes, they are non-motile, whereas female, they carried to the female by the pollen tube. And there is large number of sperms produced, but the number of eggs is very low. Usually in animals, a male reproductive system, there will be more number of sperms, whereas egg will be only one will be produced. So out of millions of sperms, only one sperm will fuse with that of the egg to form a zygote. So I hope you got the difference. That's what. See, external means it's taking the zygote is formed outside and the offspring is developed outside itself. Whereas in internal, it is developed inside. So when it is outside, what happens? The other species can eat up that eggs, their offsprings and all. Whereas in case of internal, it is developed inside, no? So it is not attacked by any predators. Post fertilization events means after fertilization, next what's happened? No, sorry, before fertilization, what are the events taking place? That is a zygote. Development of zygote depends on the type of life cycle of the organism and the nature of the environment. In fungi and algae, zygote develops a thick wall that is resistant to desiccation and damage. It undergoes a period of rest before germination. In fungi and algae, what happens? There is a thick wall a thick wall is surrounded around this zygote. So what happens? It's not disturbed or it is not damaged by any other outside things. And later, after a certain period of time, what happens? It germinates. So the post-fertilization events means the events after the formation of zygote. In organisms with haplontic life cycle, zygote divides by meiosis into haploid spores that grow into haploid individuals. Haploidic means haploid spores. What happens? Haploid means 4, no? So that's what in meiosis develops into 4 haploid spores. Mitosis means it is 2, whereas meiosis means it is 4. Sexually reproducing organisms begin life as a zygote. Zygote is a vital link between organisms of one generation and the next. As you know, zygote is nothing but the fertilization. Both from male and female gamete, the fertilization takes place. That is a zygote. So, this only if zygote is found, because of that zygote itself, the new individual is been produced. No. So that's why zygote is a vital link between organisms of one generation and the next. The another one is the embryogenesis. It's development of embryo from zygote. So after zygote, the embryo is been developed. During embryogenesis, zygote undergoes cell division, mitosis, and cell differentiation. In embryogenesis, what happens? Cell division takes place. That is, mitosis takes place. Both takes place in plants and animals also. Cell division increases the number of cells in the embryo. Mitosis means you know that it increases the number of cells, no? So that's what. Cell division, it mainly increases the number of cells. Cell differentiation causes modifications of groups of cells into various tissues and organs to form an organism. So after embryogenesis, what it later on leads to development of tissues and organs. So in the first we have studied, first we will be having cells together form the tissues together form the organs together form the organ system, and organ system together forms the organism. So after cell differentiation, it causes little like modifications. there are some developments. So that group of cells, it will be developed into tissues, then into organs, then later on it leads to the organism. So based on the place of the zygote development, animals are two types, that is oviparous and viviparous. So oviparous means here animals lay fertilized or unfertilized eggs. Example, in reptiles and birds, the fertilized eggs covered by hard calcareous shell are laid in the safe place. After incubation, young ones hatch out. Hen, they lay the eggs. So after laying the eggs, what happens? They will incubate them. They will give heat for those eggs. So later on, then that egg will hatch out. Then small chicks are developed. That is oviparous. Whereas viviparous, it's not like that. Here the zygote develops into the young one inside the female body. Later the young ones are delivered out of the body. Most of the mammals. So they are given picture there, dog. So dog there doesn't lay egg outside. What happens? It is developed inside. So outside is they will be delivering out the body itself. Means another puppy itself is formed. So because of proper care and protection, the chances of survival of young ones are greater in viviparous animals. Now take the example of chick itself. When it lays eggs, what we humans do? We will take off that eggs, right? So there is no safety. Whereas viviparous, it is developed the whole offspring itself, that now in dog the puppy itself, it is developed inside its body. No, when it comes out, there is a new organ, there is a new body, so you can't take out that puppy, you can't eat it, right? And so in that way, so proper care and protection will be given. The chances of survival of young ones are greater in viviparous animals. Okay, so here we'll be ending the first chapter. The important questions: what is syngamy? Second one, differentiate between internal and external fertilization. Then what is zygote? Fourth question, define embryogenesis. Fifth one, what are oviparous and viviparous animals? Have any doubt? You can ask. Thank you.